Once again, this is the Close the Deal Show. Your host, Terrence McCray. It's so good to see you all in San Francisco, the Bay Area. Welcome back. Today we got a wonderful show, a bright, refreshing show, talking about a serious issue in San Francisco. So today, I want to bring on an organization that's making an impact in San Francisco and has been doing for over 23 years. And before I bring them on, I want to talk about a serious issue that they're here to talk about today. And it's dealing with gun violence. Did you all know in San Francisco that California has some of the most restrictive gun laws nationwide? Applications limiting to one handgun every 30 days and require proof of California residence and of being of 21 years of old. Generally, guns are illegal to expose in public places or streets, although people may be applying for concealed carrying weapons because a lot of people are getting hurt using guns. And gun violence is here, so prevalently and so prevalently that it needs to be addressed. And I have an organization that's going to address that topic. But be aware, in 2016, San Francisco, homicide by firearm jumped 15%. And non-fatal shootings increased 27%. So United States gun makers doubled firearm production between 2010 and 2013, according to 2016 data from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive. So today, United Playaz are here today to talk about this gun problem issue in San Francisco. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hey.
Thank you, Mr. Terrence.
Okay. Could you all introduce who you are one by one?
My name is Glenn Holden, and I work with United Playaz.
Oh, my name is Freddie. I'm a volunteer of United Playaz.
My name is Rudy. I'm the ED, Executive Director of United Playaz.
My name is Howard. I volunteer for UP.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Rudy, could you let the San Francisco Bay Area viewers and across the Bay, who are you?
So first of all, I just want to say thank you, T, for letting us come on the show and talk about a real issue that's about something. And so off top, I just want to say we are not against the Second Amendment. Although, we're against senseless gun violence, we are not against the Second Amendment. So I just wanted to get that clear and established off top. So who am I? I'm a San Francisco native. I'm Filipino, right? I was born and raised in the South of Market, part of San Francisco, which is District 6, San Francisco, Soma, Tenderloin area. I'm an ex-felon. I'm the executive director of a violence prevention program that's been operating 23 years, that's been serving the city and county of San Francisco for the last 23 years, which our organization now has touched all over the world. We got chapters in New York, in the South Bronx. Shout out to my partners in the BX. And then we also have an organization which is in the Philippines, in my province. And so, shout out to my man Julius Dumate out there running it. Who else am I? I'm a man, more importantly, I'm a God-fearing man that loves to do the work, that wants to make sure that our streets are safe. I'm here to help end the pollution and be a part of the solution.
Okay.
That's who I am.
Okay. So could you let all the viewers know, how did all you gentlemen get involved in gun prevention, nonviolence gun prevention?
Well, I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay. So, in my case, I've been on both sides of the gun. Recently released about 3 years ago. That ain't too recent, but I got on board with the United Playaz and found out what they do.
You said you was recently released from what?
From prison.
What did you go to prison for?
Assault and battery on a cop. Gang violence. I didn't go with a life sentence. I went with assault and battery on a cop. Like I said, I did 6 months to maybe 18 months. And because of my gang involvement, I killed another inmate in prison and it led me to life sentence.
So do you realize because of your gang involvement, you have impacted a lot of lives?
on both ends. You know, I've created victims in my life, and on the end of the victim that I murdered, another gang member and his family impacted, and also my family. And I come out here and I met United Playaz. I met Rudy Corpus and all the kids at a Arbor Day tree planting festival, and I seen all these kids with the "Takes the Hood to Save the Hood" T-shirts, and right away I gravitated towards them, took some pictures of the kids, and I met Rudy, and the brother seen me, man, and goes, you know what? He found out who I was, and he said, you need to come by and talk to the kids, man. And we're doing a gun buyback this year, and I started volunteering and became an employee 2015 of November. And that was my first encounter with United Playaz and doing a gun buyback. And I found out the history of the gun buyback, and we just took off from there. It was very, 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 it was a scene, man, out of something that, I would never even thought about. Seeing these people coming up and dropping weapons off, and we paying them, $100 a gun, $100 for assault rifle. So it was, and we understand that every gun, it can ruin so many lives. One bullet from one of them guns. So, and everyone has a personal story about that. Mine was my sister was mentally incapacitated at a point in her life. We got her out of the hospital and sent her to Richmond, and she found a weapon in a cabinet, a loaded weapon, and she committed suicide. So suicide by gun, violence, holiday seasons, and people's passion and people's, the homicides go up. Unlock guns in homes, kill a lot of youngsters up. Most of these homicides in the house are done by guns that are unlocked and just left unattended, man. And children get killed. Senseless gun violence all the time. Stolen out of homes, stolen out of cars, and these are the weapons that are used in a lot of crimes in the city.
Well, what you're saying and what you're doing is very positive. It takes a man to stand up and to know that what he's done in the past to make a difference is to take action.
So, yeah, thank you so much, T, for having me here and these brothers here, and to get the word out here to the people.
And what is the word?
The word is that, it takes the hood to save the hood.
Amen.
Save your, try and save your block before you save the world. So come on out, give back to these children, give back to the old people in the neighborhood, keep your neighborhood clean, look out for everyone in the hood, man, and, it's just a matter of giving love and support to the people that you care about.
Beautiful. Well said.
Thank you, brother.
How about yourself, sir?
Oh, well, to me, I'd rather be judged by 12 than 6. That's why I went to the gun buyback and I volunteered for this group. Because I came in and I did some time in 187. I did a 187. And
How long did you do?
I did 34 years.
For a murder?
Yeah. And I made a big ripple effect on this one. And until now, I still have a victim that's not even born yet. You know what I mean? Because the person that I did he could have a family, or a nephew or something, and that's gonna be my victim too. So that's why I volunteer on Mr. Rudy Corpus to get back to the society. So I make people feel good and I build up trust, because that's the hardest part of my life to do, to come out to build the trust. And
Well said. Well said. Beautifully. How about yourself, sir?
Yes, I'm Howard. First and foremost is I want to thank you for this opportunity to hear my side of the story. Appreciate your kindness. Anyway, I just got out 23 days ago.
Congratulations. Welcome home.
This is my first holiday I'm going to spend outside, and hopefully it will be forever.
Amen.
But anyway, I support this organization because I want to make a change for myself and for the rest of the gang banger out there. And I think my experience is more worse than anybody on this organization. I mean, on my fellow inmate over here. I've been stabbed, I've been shot, and luckily they never got me, and I survived. But thank you for Rudy Corpus for taking me to step up on this UP, and I would love to support this group for good cause, you know. And for the people out there who's still banging, my only advice is never take a gun in your hand and take that gun away from you. That will put you in jail. That's it.
Thank you.
Can I just say this real quick, T?
Yes, you can.
So, I'm so honored to be around my brothers right here. You know, oftentimes people don't see people and the transitions they can make in life. And so it ain't how you start the race, it's how you finish it. And to have somebody on the magnitude of these brothers right here who have done what they've done and want to get back into society now is a miracle, because they wasn't even supposed to come home. But that's what we dealing with. We dealing with God. God is the one who makes the impossible possible. And so now you look, you have guys who are known bangers. And we still bang, but we bang for change now. We want better for our communities. We want better for our people. We want better for our children. Who doesn't want a safe community? What better people who had banged and destroyed life to bring life now? Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're about. We're about planting seeds of life now. Because we was young, we was dumb, we was ignorant, we didn't know no better. And it was survival for all of us. But now we're here, man, to do our best to end senseless gun violence. We understand we're in a country where guns is everywhere. Might be in this building. But at least, though, we're playing our part to try to make sure don't nobody get hurt. There was a 4-year-old girl in Oakland, bro. They got shot by a stray bullet. Yesterday, sitting in the car asleep, man, coming back from a holiday shopping, and they started dumping, and one of the bullets penetrated, went right through the car and hit the little girl out. She went right through her arm. And thank God she's still alive. That's right. And so that's the type of stuff, man, we trying to shut down. We want to make sure, man, that people understand how severe and how serious, man, when you pull a trigger. Because, you know, they say it's the person behind the gun. And look at the streets, man. There's so many mental ill people. There's so many people, man, who are angry. There's so many people out there, man, who are frustrated and broke. We got to make sure we show love to these folks and give them the right resources that they need, so we don't have to deal, man, with a world full of destruction. And like Bo said, Bo is keeping it humble. He did 45 years in prison. That's my whole life. 45 years, man, being stuck in a prison and coming out. But now he's back, man, giving back. And so, man, people will listen to him. You know, the kids, man, who's out there, they ain't listening to the teachers no more. They're not listening, man, to their parents. They're not even listening to preachers or pastors. They listen to the cats like us who've been there, done that. I ain't never did no life sentence. They have. But it don't take me to figure it out. That's right. You understand what I'm saying? Wisdom is supreme, baby. I'm about wisdom. And I'm so thankful, like you guys were saying, to be on the show where we could go ahead, man, and let people know what's going on for real. Because they always talking about bad stories. Well, what about something that's good? Let the revolution be televised, man. Let it be known that you got brothers out there that's doing something positive and productive for their people in the hood. Black, Latino, Filipino.
Come on, man. Let it be known. Let it be known. Tell them, Rudy. But I do have to ask you this, Rudy.
Talk to me.
What does your organization also provide? What are the components that not just came about for gun buyback, but what is it that is making the kids come to your particular nonprofit organization?
Do y'all want any of y'all want to answer that? Because
I could touch on it. I could touch on them. You know, we have just like 5 core components of our program.
Okay.
And the first being in-school violence prevention, and this includes we provide safe opportunities for youth to engage in the leadership and skills development.
Okay.
We also have case management. We have 17 staff members, and each one of them at one time or another will take it upon themselves to engage in 1 youth, 2 youths, 5 youths with programs and such. So we have a lot of case management. We do a lot of outreach. We have workforce development, help with high school. We help with employment. We help with resumes. So we also have community crisis response teams, and we support the citywide crisis response teams, which involves SVIP.
That's right.
Street
Shouts out
Violence
to my brothers
Intervention
out
Program.
there.
Shout to them brothers. man.
Frontline
We do
soldiers.
so much. So we do all that. We may get called at any time of the night or day. It's 24/7 with us. So if we hear a gunshot, we either know the shooter or the victim who gets shot. Here we are in General Hospital, dealing with families who are grieving because of a death in the family or the kid is hurt real bad.
We was there last night.
Yeah, that's right. We was there last night. After school program. Our after school program is amazing. I mean, it's a safe haven for all the elementary, middle school, high school, and even young adults who come through our program. After school program as well as summer program, so parents can leave the kids and the parents can do their thing, and either work or whatever they're doing. We'll take care of their kids until 6 o'clock at night, so they have a safe place to go all the time. So there's so many components of United Playaz. It's just not one structured thing. So we do a lot. We have core values which youth have the right to lead, to be heard, and have opportunities for action. Youth have the right to be healthy, safe, and not criminalized. And youth are the present and the future. That's how we feel about it.
Sounds wonderful.
Let me just kind of add on. Because
Okay.
Bo does reentry. So we talk about from the elementaries to the penitentiaries, everything in between. So Bo has a group of cats who came home also,
Okay.
Yeah.
who have touched back out in society, where he has these brothers out there, man, doing positive and productive things. They doing a lot of outreach for the gun buyback.
So you mean to tell me, I'm also a former lifer as well. I once was incarcerated for a second-degree murder. You mean to tell me that individuals are getting the opportunity to actually restore some justice coming out of prison?
Come on, man, restorative justice, baby.
So-
if my car's broken, I'm not gonna get a dentist to come fix my car. If we got violence on the streets, I'm gonna get people who used to be violent before know how to handle the situation accurately, know how to minimize and talk the situation down and neutralize it.
And this is going on in San Francisco.
Come on, man, we
This
doing
going-
it. You
this
sit
going
right
on-
here,
This going on at 1038 Howard Street.
Okay.
That's our players
right
club.
here, man.
Okay.
So, T, let me expound in a little bit on this, because, as I said, I got out January 2015, met Rudy a couple months later, and became an employee in November 2015, an employee of United Playaz, and I worked with elementary, kindergarten to 5th graders.
Okay.
For up till July of this year, just a few months ago.
Okay.
So I stayed with the kids, and I still see the kids on a daily basis. So what we did is we decided that all these guys who were getting out of prison, let's do a United Playaz re-entry. So these guys who get home can be mentors in the community, can help out with United Playaz, with the kids, with the youth, with just to get these guys back into society and into the community. So we have a lot of meetings, and we utilize these brothers to do outreach with the gun buyback in all parts of Northern California. So we had 10 guys, and we made 5 teams, 2 per team. South Bay, North Bay, 2 teams in the East Bay, and 1 team out here in San Francisco to spread the word about the gun buyback and this poster right here. That's how we do it.
Beautiful.
spread the love on others like peanut butter.
Oh, definitely. So I got ask you all another question. And the question I want to ask you, there's a lot of runaway kids, a lot of homeless people, and there's a lot of troubled youth, right? How do they find your program?
I'm gonna be like that new quarterback for the Niners. I'm gonna throw it.
But we get the word out. We get the word out in high schools. We get the word out on the street.
So in high schools, where at?
Balboa High School has United Playaz. John O'Connor has United Playaz. Bessie Middle School got United Playaz. What other schools? Galileo. So we have United Playaz outreach teams in these schools who take care of business for us. They have a meeting every Wednesday with the kids in their school, and they do a whole lot of stuff in that school. I'm telling you, man, so the kids really enjoy it. It's safe for them. Anytime they come to the center, we have a safe haven. We do citywide cleanups. These kids get on board for so much stuff, and
so you're actually involved in the community. Where you're actually involved with the police department, the city, the county, the city councilman, your local district city councilman. You're actually involved in the community.
Let me respond to that. So people don't get it twisted. We have relationships in order for us to build a community right. At first, I didn't want to deal with the police. I'm going to keep it 1 million with you. And I got a reason why I didn't want to deal with them. But in order for us to keep our community safe, you have to build some type of alliances. I'm into building bridges, not walls. We work in conjunction with so many different organizations in our community. We work with the mayor's office. We work with SFPD in a way where it's partnership. We're not telling the police nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, we working together, or we sharing with them, right, how they need to do their job right.
True.
So who are the sponsors on this gun buyback?
Come on, Unc. Holler at the world, man.
Let them know.
Tell them no, man. We got
Who
some
are
good
all
sponsors.
these sponsors on the gun buyback?
Hey, you can use mine, baby.
I got mine. United Playaz, San Francisco Department, Brady Campaign, CPB, Grassroots, Barbary Coast, San Francisco Suicide, PL, West Bay, and Healing 40, F and on, off and on. And
There you go. There you go.
Nug.
Yeah. Hey, so thank you, Uncle Freddie. I'm gonna tell you like this. One of the I believe our best partners in this is mothers who lost their kids to senseless gun violence on the street. We got a gang of the mothers. Shouts out to all y'all mothers, Maddie, Scott, Liz, all y'all know who you are.
That's right.
These mothers, man, who has lost kids to senseless gun violence on the streets of San Francisco are part of this gun buyback. So they come together and we help organize.
Well, there's a lot of venture capitalists I know due to the fact of a nonprofit organization I became a member of.
Come on.
And it's called defyventures.org, right? So I have a LinkedIn. So once I post this up on my LinkedIn, there are so many people that are willing to volunteer and make contributions. How could these people contact you? Do you have a website?
Absolutely. But I'm gonna give you my direct number. Sure.
Don't do it.
So my number is 415-573-6219. That's my direct. But we do have a website, United Playaz, spelled PLAYAZ.org. Get online, man. Get on board and help out. All contributions and donations all go to a worthy cause. Ain't that right, Unc?
Yes, sir.
One more thing, T, with respect to the, maybe more than one more thing, but December 16th, the day of the gun buyback, is also National End of Gun Violence Day, and it's going to be in conjunction, our gun buyback, with gun buybacks on the East Coast. So it's a harmonious thing that's going on.
Bi-coastal, baby.
And with respects to the mothers who've lost, and the fathers who've lost, and sisters and brothers and families who've lost, these women, man, who come out and support us, and I mean us, even the guys who get out of prison, they support the guys in prison, even though their family at once had been a victim. But in order to really recover from that shock and that grieving, you need to get off the couch and up and do something about it. And that's where these women and families, when they see us, when they talk to people, and they're involved in these groups, man, it's a healing situation for them, and it's a healing for us also, and it's a great thing to see.
Well, it's a wonderful thing to hear from each and every last one of you gentlemen.
That's right.
I do have one last question for you all. You know, anyone. You know, the name of this show is called the Close the Deal Show. How was you all able to get involved, not only in this program, but in the gun buyback to close the deal to get all this sponsorship?
Why don't y'all go ahead and answer it? Go for it.
See, once again, so
Come on.
this is the 6th gun buyback. So 6 years ago, Rudy heard a story of a brother named Ian Johnson, whose father came out here to San Francisco as a tourist, minding his own business, enjoying the sights. And this man was robbed and murdered. So the son, Ian, he decided, man, what can I do? And the gun was a stolen gun. What can I do about this? What can I change? What can I do? So he himself orchestrated with Gun by Gun, which is another committee, like the Brady campaign, in order to come about and get guns off the street, and they initiated a gun buyback. Rudy heard the story and got at Ian and said, how can I do it? Gave him the logistics, said, well, we need funding now. Who's going to do it? Our best sponsors at that time, and who really did sponsor the first gun buyback, was the medical dispensaries, medical marijuana dispensary stores. They were in the community. We needed money. Rudy got at them, put the voice out, let it be known, and said, man, that helps the community to get these guns off the street. And they were really the first to really kick in to the pot. So now we have all these other sponsors like Freddie Red. And these people are donors, and I mean, we get them from all over the place, you know. And so it's a great thing, because we need a lot of money. We're going to need a lot of money this time. So y'all come get the money for your Christmas gifts and for New Year's and whatever. Like I said, $100 a gun, 200 assault rifles, no questions asked.
No questions asked.
It's just the way it's going to be, man. And that's how we close the deal.
And who do you turn these guns into?
These guns goes to the police department. They check them, make sure they work. When they're operational, they do the pins and do whatever. Then they're destroyed. They're busted down. The metal is melted, and the wood of the guns, the stocks of the guns, the wood on handles, we gather all that. It comes back to the United Playaz, and we're working with the brothers on death row to make jewelry.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Rudy got a piece on right here.
Yeah, right there. Check this out, y'all.
And that was made on death row.
With this right here,
That part.
there's
Okay.
probably 5 pieces. The rest is ceramic.
So one other thing that we wanted to do with the metal, we want the metal back. We wanted to send it to San Francisco State, to some of the art projects, and make a statue in commemoration of the people who lost their lives.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, we want to make sure we get shouts out to all the brothers on the road and everybody who's locked up in them Pentahoochies.
That's it.
You know what I mean? We ain't forgot about y'all. We're putting in work for
Never
all
have.
y'all. The women and the men's prison. And juvenile hall, YGC.
Definitely. Anyone has any last
Words.
statements?
Man, thank you for having us, man. Shout out to everyone out there, man. And come through, bring them guns, no questions asked, and you'll feel better about yourself.
Well, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for not only just coming on the show, but for saying a positive message. See, overall, right, we know that guns are only made for one thing, and that's hurting people. But most importantly, it's changing people's lives. And if you want to make a difference, then come on down and turn in your gun. Because, see, you can make a difference in someone's life by not making sure that they get taken away from this world through gun violence. See, all of us up here know so well what guns do to people. This is why we're here today, to make a difference in our community by changing this around. Instead of buying some liquor, instead of buying some drugs, instead of going buying that fur coat, okay? Help contribute to a worthy cause that can remove violence off the streets. Thank you for showing up. Monday nights, Channel 29 at 8:30. It's the Close the Deal show. And that's what United Playaz just did by promoting something positive to make sure that no one's life is closed through gun violence.